one of the first things I want to do is not directly from ZetaTalk at all, because Nancy doesn't talk about it, but I always want to know what the big picture is. And for me, I was thinking, you know, what is really the whole story of this universe, of life, souls, things like that. And I finally figured it out, to my satisfaction anyway, and I hope yours. And that is that imagine you're the creator and you are everything. This is your universe. Perhaps you haven't even created it yet. And you're sitting around and you can do anything, you can think anything, you can be anything. And what would that be like? And honestly, I think that has got to be one of the most boring things that would ever happen. You know, when people say, well, I hope to go to heaven, you only live one life, and I hope to go to heaven, I'm thinking, well, what are you going to do there? What goes on in heaven? And so I began thinking about the Creator and what would it be to be the Creator? And this is what I think. And I don't have any source in ZetaTalk for saying this, but I think if you haven't heard this kind of an idea before, that you'll find it to be very interesting. And that is that imagine you're the Creator and you're thinking, how can I take my own next step? If you already are everything and you can do anything, what would you do? And this is what I think the Creator did. And I'm not saying the Creator is a man or a woman or a figure, but it's probably more like a ball of light or energy. But imagine that you could take your body and break it up into individual cells, and you could send each cell out into the universe until on its own, forgetting that it was part of the Creator, it could develop until it achieved as much knowledge through many lifetimes on many planets and many experiences in different plants, animals, even experiences as being a mountain, that each cell would develop until each cell is equal to the original Creator. And then imagine that all of those cells got back together, and that would be the way the Creator would then have taken itself to its new next step. So that's the way I look at the universe. And I think that, you know, people just debate whether you're a new soul or whether somebody else is a new soul or whether somebody's sparked or not sparked, whether they reincarnate here, whether they never reincarnate. And I think it all happens because just look at the concept of angels. Angels are, you could say, a race that never took a physical body, but yet there they are. So I think it's pretty much up to your own interests and abilities. And the reason why I say that is that I think each soul, each part of the Creator has a unique contribution to make to life that no one else can possibly make. And so that means every single soul, every single person, every animal, every molecule, every atom is valuable. In other words, I'm saying that like when you get in your car in the morning and you start it up, every atom in every molecule in every part of your car has on its own, in its own consciousness, the ability to volunteer to do that. It wanted to do that, and it's doing it. And so you can actually, in an American Indian, a Native American Indian way, you can thank everything in your life. You can go out when you get in your car to drive to work, you can say, thank you, I really like this car, you're doing a great job, thank you. And in the same way that the American Indians go out and if before they cut a tree or go hunting and they harvest an animal, they thank the Creator for providing that for them. And so what I'm saying is that your soul exists in a place that's beyond this universe. This universe is a physical universe, and when the parts move around, you have time. So your soul is from a place that's outside of time. So what that means is that if you could look at all of your lifetimes, they would look like grains of sand on an endless beach. And your soul has lived all of them. In a physical universe, you have an illusion of time. So you have the past, the present, and the future. And of course, all the most advanced, wisest people always say that you should live in the present. You should always live now. But what I'm saying is that it's possible that you could contact yourself in a future lifetime or yourself in a past lifetime and actually have a little conference with yourself and learn something that you didn't particularly know in this lifetime. So what I'm saying is that you have to realize that you've lived on other planets. You've been born, you've lived, and you've died. And you might have been a person just like you are now. You might have started here on Earth, and you may never have lived it somewhere else. And yet there are some people who have lived many lifetimes on other planets. The universe is 16 billion years old, and of course who knows if that's right, but that's an estimate. And the Earth is 4 billion years old. So if you were one of the original souls, it's not likely that you started here on Earth. And so if you had children and they were at school, you would go visit them. So now imagine that you've lived on other planets, you've experienced other lifetimes, and now you've chosen to be born on Earth. Your friends from the other planets would come and visit you and drop in on you and see how you're doing. And that's how I learned that I am a reincarnated Pleiadian, and I probably came here at least 20,000 years ago, 25,000 years ago. So I think that helps to understand, because what is our future? What is the Zetas say that they have been creating, finding the best of the human race. They have been creating a hybrid race into which people will be born after a certain point in the aftertime of the pole shift. Now, to some people, that's a very problematical statement. It's difficult to believe, it's difficult to understand. People think, well, this is the ultimate. I don't want to be in another body. But yet, if you took your car to the car dealer and all of a sudden you could purchase a brand new four-wheel drive Mercedes, you might do it. And people looking around always grow, and they want a better body to express themselves in. So I know there are people out there who have focused on just the negative, and listen, you meet these people every day in everyday life, focusing on the negative, and they're saying, well, this sounds like a takeover of Earth, but they don't realize all souls, even the selfish ones, come from the Creator. And the thing is that as you grow in your abilities and your understandings, you need a better way to express it. And the Zetas have been working to create what is called a new race. But it's the same old souls, but it's a better way of expressing. A new race that is going to have a lifetime of perhaps 400 years. It's going to be very empathetic, very sexual, very kind, and very telepathic with IQs of 300. So imagine that your soul could step out of your body now. And believe me, I sympathize with Nancy being in the hospital yesterday. I don't know if she's in there at the moment, and I don't even know if she's listening, but I hope that she's doing well. But I personally nearly died of a pneumonia in July. So I was 2 hours away from death. That's what the doctors told my wife, that I was lucky if I had 2 hours to live. So I've gone through a phase of appreciating life beyond what I had before because of my situation. But the thing is that if you had an opportunity to be more adept, to be smarter, to be quicker thinking, wouldn't you take it? Well, that's what's happening. So whether you like it or not, there is a hybrid race in, on, and around the Earth right now, thanks to the